Hey guys, and welcome back to my series of Alien Retro Reviews. And today's review is the 1986 classic Aliens. Now, I said in my last video for Alien that these films, it's one of those fat times when you're not quite sure which is the best, because the first and the second film are so good. Many people like the first better, many people like the second better. In my view, this film just slightly edges Alien out as my favourite movie from the franchise, just because, it's just awesome. I've got more memories from this when I was a kid. I saw this more times. I think the characters are badass. The characters are awesome, The acting is brilliant. And it's such a quotable film. It's fantastic. The quotes come thick and fast. You could, do an entire video just on the quotes from the movie. Basically the story picks up, I'd say straight away from Alien, but there's like a 57-year gap. But it does pick up straight away. And what I do like, because I have recently rewatched the movies just to do these reviews, and I probably did notice it before, but I definitely did notice it this time, was when the salvage crew first come into the escape ship that Ripley is in hypersleep on, the one that she escaped from Alien. It still has the harpoon gun stuck at the bottom of the door, which happened in Alien, which it was a nice little detail there that they added to the film, which they didn't do. But for continuity's sakes, it's there, and I appreciate that as a fan. It's a brilliant film. Basically, the planet that the original crew that John Hurt got, found the eggs on. The company has now set up a colony on that planet, and there's families living there. They've terraformed the planet so that they can now, breathe on the planet and everything. And then they lose contact with the colony. So they get Ripley to go with a group of space colonial marines to the planetoid as an advisor, to see what's going on. And things happen there. Shit goes down, things go from bad to worse, and they found out that there's not just one alien, but there is lots of aliens this time. And like how the first one was like one of the first sci-fi horror films, it's got jump scares in it. It's kind of like the classic slasher horror movies in a way, but involving a spaceship, a crew, and an alien, and a very good slasher at that. You know what I mean? But this one, it has got, when I was a kid, there was parts of the movie that scared me. I suppose it has got scary moments, but this is an all-out action film. And Sigourney Weaver in this is brilliant again as Ellen Ripley. I'm not sure now, but I believe at the time that she was the first actress to be nominated for an Oscar in a leading role from an action movie. I'm not sure if anyone else has, actor or actress, in that time. But I know Sigourney Weaver was the first, I think. You might want to correct me in that in the comments, but I think she was. Which, I think is a brilliant achievement. It shows you how good the script was, how good the acting is. And the script is fantastic. The film also stars Lance Henriksen as Bishop, the android, Michael Biehn, Bill Paxton, Jeanette Goldsmith. I just checked that. Is that right? Or is it Goldstein? I think it's Goldstein, to be honest. No, yeah, Jeanette Goldstein. And yeah, like I said, the standout character for me, though, is Bill Paxton Hudson. And I think he's a standout for most fans of the movie. Just his lines, brilliant lines. He's got classics like, "Game over, man! Game over!" And, "Hey there, Squares, you ever been mistaken for a man?" "No, have you?" Things like that. And, well, whoopie fucking do. But I think my favourite line from Hudson in the film is when he's like panicking, and then Ripley, trying to calm him down, tells him that Newt has been there longer than them with no weapons and no food and has survived longer, and his natural reaction is, "Why didn't you put her in charge?" I think that's my favourite part of the movie. But yeah, it's a great movie. it was a. I have read things in like the production of the film and like it was a difficult production of the film. It was filmed at I think Pinewood Studios, definitely filmed in London, and it had a British crew and a lot of the most of the crew didn't like James Cameron. They were loyal to Ridley Scott, felt it was a Ridley Scott film, and they wasn't that keen on James Cameron, and there was a lot of issues with them both. One story is that because it was the same crew that Ridley Scott used, and it's a British crew, they worked. They had a set time, and in the afternoon they'd always break off from whatever they were doing to have tea breaks, and that pissed off James Cameron. And there was many times that he'd fired certain people, and the entire crew would walk off set, and the production would go down because they'd down tools and they wouldn't work for Cameron and things like that. And yeah, it was a difficult production, but they got through it, and the film turned out to be a classic. It was brilliant. I prefer the special edition to the theatrical cut, just because I prefer the added scenes. I think they add more to the film. Just seeing glimpses of the colony in the theatrical cut, it's just like the colony's there, and then they lose contact with them, and then they're off on their mission as a Colonial Marines and Ripley. But I just like the fact that you see some of the life on the colony. You see Newt and her parents and brother go to the derelict ship from the first Alien, and the dad gets the facehugger on him, and that's the start of it. I do like that. I like seeing Mac MacDonald as like one of the leading guys on it. He played Captain Hollister in Red Dwarf. It was good seeing him. And yeah, I like all the backstory about Ripley being a mother and her daughter. Obviously it's 57 years later and her daughter has aged like normal, and she's died, so she has to cope with her daughter's death. And then just added scenes like Hudson telling Ripley about all the weaponry they've got. We've got phased plasma rifles and tactical smart missile. All that scene, and also the scenes with the sentry guns. They are fantastic. Just the added. The addedness of the sentry guns is brilliant. Lance Henriksen is really good as Bishop. There's a creepiness to his character which he brought, which was also there for Ash. And when you first watch it, with the knowledge of what happened with Ash and Alien, you're like wondering what's up with Bishop and what's going on. But spoilers, he turns out to be okay in the end. Michael Biehn, he's really good as Corporal Hicks. What happened to him in the next movie, I'll get into more, because that kind of like pisses a lot of people off. But when the movie ends, like basically he's the only survivor, along with Ripley and Newt. And you're kind of looking forward to where the adventure's going to take them in the next film. So yeah, I'll get more into that in the next one. The aliens, the design of the Alien Queen, I forgot about the Alien Queen, is fantastic. They didn't really need to do much with the aliens. They just like, I know they only had like about six or seven suits, and they just sort of like made it look like there was a lot of aliens, which works in the film, because even though you don't really see many aliens, you still understand that there's lots of aliens there, so it works. But yeah, the only design that they had to do for the movie really was for the Alien Queen, and the Alien Queen looks fantastic. Looks brilliant, and another brilliant design. The facehuggers are in it again. There's a good scene where the Ripley and Newt are trapped in a room with some facehuggers and they're attacking them. That's a really good, tense, scary scene. But yeah, I absolutely love this movie. I prefer this to Alien, but only just. So if I was ranking it, it would go Aliens, and then just below it would be Alien. So because of that, I'm going to give this a rating of A+. Like I said, guys, it gets the same rating as Alien, because they're both classics, they're both brilliant films, they're both almost perfect films, but probably nostalgic reasons as well, but the dialogue and actor reasons and stuff, the quotable lines, just edges Aliens in front. So yeah, let me know, guys, down below in the comment section, what do you think of this movie? Which is your favourite movie out of Aliens and Alien? What's your favourite quote from Aliens? Like and share my channel, guys. And remember, stay heroic.